All right, morning, everybody. Welcome on in. Get everything situated here. How's everybody doing? YouTube, Facebook, X. Damon is on the toilet, hardly. That was a long time ago. Damon was making coffee, trying to get Facebook to work, which it was not working. I think it is working now. Good morning, everybody. David Davis, welcome on in. Arthur on Facebook. A lot of people coming in. Amy on YouTube. Hello. Good morning, everybody. Debate day. Debate night. Here we go. Debate night. All the talk. We finally get to see what happens. Good morning, Damon from Nashville. Paul, how are you? I got a good friend who's in Nashville right now, and he keeps calling me, telling me how great it is there. And I said, man, I know. We were just there. I was just there twice in like a 6-week span. Let's plug this in. How's everybody doing this morning? Fort Myers, Florida. Mark, how you doing? Dana, first time you're able to get me in the morning. Well, I know YouTube has it. I don't know about the other platforms, but YouTube has a bell notification that you can hit that notifies you every time I'm live or every time the channel goes live, whether that's me in the morning or the show at night. I don't know about the other platforms, but always a good idea if you hit that notification bell, then you'll always get notified as soon as the channel goes live. So, all right, first thing I saw I wanted to do, let me see here. What are we doing here? First thing I saw I wanted to go through was on Mario Newfall put a good thing together this morning. Let's go to here. Brett Baer, the challenge for the Harris campaign trying to be the change agent. They finally added an issues section to their website. Yeah, I heard this yesterday that they finally added an issues section to their website. It includes a slew of policies that the campaign had previously outlined, as well as sections on reproductive and civil rights. Unfortunately for Harris, its release was undermined by a simple but telling error. The page's source code revealed that parts of the platform were copied directly from the Biden campaign page. Oh my God. You've got to be kidding me. I guess I'm not surprised. That's, okay, we got to retweet that. We got to retweet that with a laughing emoji. I mean, that's pretty bad. But what is she going to do? I mean, honestly, what is she going to do? She's been up in front of as a candidate in front of voters before. They soundly rejected her with, I mean, we know where Bernie Sanders basically said it. We played it last night in the show. She's not giving up her ideal. She's just lying to you to get to where she wants to get to. So Kamala Harris can't keep running like this. Okay, what is this? She's been coasting on good vibes. Again, when you see these far left sites like the New Republic starting to write things like this, you know they're getting nervous. She's been coasting on good vibes, but the honeymoon is over. Now she needs to lay out how her governing agenda differs from Biden. And Tuesday's debate is the perfect place to do it. Yeah, I'm not so sure about that. I'm not so sure about that with someone standing 4 feet from her that's going to be able to say, I don't think so. After 7 weeks of euphoria over Kamala Harris's ascension to the top of the Democratic presidential ticket, panic finally returned to the party on Sunday. And why? Oh, guess why? The New York Times Siena poll showing Donald Trump with a slim lead over Harris nationally in a dead heat in 7 swing states. And again, if that's what they published, imagine what the real numbers are. Imagine what the real numbers are if those are the numbers they published. Again, it's not the 48-47 that has them nervous. What has them nervous is the underlying data. That's what makes them nervous. It's the questions like, how many of you, do you believe that the country needs real change? 68% say yes. That's an enormous number in a poll like that. What has them nervous is of the people they polled, 65% saying they feel like they need know more about her policy positions before they could vote for her. Those are the things that have them nervous, because those are the things they know they cannot fix. They cannot fix without exposing her. And they're not going to expose her. If they could do nothing as far as her talking until November 6th after the election, or even better, January 21st after the inauguration, that's what they would do. But what the New York Times Siena poll told them on Sunday is that people are on to that. And that's the one thing they can't fix without exposing her. She has no policy that's not left of Biden. If she has anything that's in line with Biden, I mean, we could try to figure out what that is. But every policy she would have, if it was left up to her, would be more radical than Biden. And she's not going to get out there and talk about it because, well, number one, she's not that bright. So the one way they can fix their problem in that poll is by making their problem worse and exposing her and her policies for what they truly are. That's what has them nervous. Not the 48-47 here or 47-45 in Pennsylvania. None of that. It's the underlying data that has them nervous and how to address it. This was always going to be a very close election, even after Harris replaced Biden, but the tightening of the polls over the past week point to a failure in Harris's campaign. She had nearly 2 months to show voters who she is and what she stands for. Instead, she has played it safe. This is in the New Republic. This is how much panic is setting in. Hoping to maintain the positive vibes and momentum of the summer by deliberately not staking out positions on controversial policies. Never mind controversial policies, she's not staking out positions on anything. It's now clear that that approach is no longer working. As the New York Times' Nate Cohen wrote on Sunday, more than anything, voters say they want to hear more about where she stands on the issues, something her campaign has seemed to struggle to lay out. And then they try to frame it and say this is actually good news in an otherwise dismal poll. I think it's pretty dismal news, actually, all around for her, with 2 months to go. See, they just say Harris has plenty of time, and come pivotal debate to define her to the voters. I don't think she can successfully do that. Number one, I don't think anyone would believe her. And if she actually does define herself, people are going to run from that, except for a small majority of her party that's out there on the Bernie Sanders side of town with her and Biden and the whole, it is a base election. I'll give her that. So I guess, if the base is pretty much all communists at this point, then maybe she needs to really define herself if she wants to fire up the base. But this is what has them nervous. This is what we talked about last night. This is what I told you yesterday morning. That New York Times Siena poll has them going, huh? Wait, what? And now they don't know how to address it. This is why I think, and again, I hope I'm wrong, I think tonight could be an absolute snooze fest. I don't know how far out on the limb she's going to be willing to go. I think I think the moderators are going to tailor these questions for her to be able to give robotic answers and then shut the hell up. And I think Trump's going to have his work cut out for him. Well, number one, I think Trump has to continue to I think Trump has to look in the camera and say to the American people, he could even reference, if you reference the poll, that would be great too. 68% of you recently said that you feel like the country needs absolute change. Well, I am absolute change. I represent change. I represent lowering of your gas prices. I represent lowering of your energy bills. I represent rising of your savings. I represent lowering of your credit cards, not only the balance, but the interest rates. I represent first-time home buyers being able to live the American dream again. I represent change. She represents what's happened for 3.5 years. And if you expect that to be any different and not just worse, then you're kidding yourselves. Bring up I don't know if he knows this whole if he knows the whole campaign thing. Bring it up. She copy and pasted her policy positions on her website from the Biden campaign website. He's going to have to do something to draw the distinction. Although I do want to see him continue to hammer policy. So that's the first thing. Well, I didn't know that Brett Baer thing was going to come up, but that's pretty funny. That is pretty funny. What happened to my... They copied and pasted it from the Biden campaign. That's...
I think it's like kind of odd that like a guy like me has to come out from doing what I do on a daily basis to have fun, because I see what's going on in these streets, and I see you guys just sitting up there in them comfy chairs and suits, and I'm getting out here every day and I'm broadcasting this, and you guys are just sitting up there in suits or something. Like I really challenge you guys to get out here and do something. These Haitians are running into trash cans. They're running into buildings. They're running into, they flipping cars in the middle of the street. And I don't know how, like, y'all can be comfortable with this. Like, I don't know, like, who's getting paid from it. I honestly feel like someone's getting paid from it in the background. You got a bunch of people on a bus getting dropped off at a gas station to come down here. I know a single mom that FaceTimed me this morning at the welfare office that really need something. And it's nothing but immigrants over there. And I don't even want to, seem like I'm coming down on the immigrants, because it's the people that's bringing them down here. Because wherever they're at, that's what they're used to, bro. They're in the park grabbing up ducks by their neck and cutting their head off and walking off with them and eating them. Like, y'all get the Highway State Patrol down here every week, and then y'all get like a task force for the Highway State Patrol, and they look for guns and they look for dope and this and that and the fourth. That same people that y'all got riding up and down Limestone doing U-turns, pulling people over for blinkers and pulling people over for going left to center and a couple miles over. Y'all can take them same people, the Highway State Patrol, and you can take them in every single one of their silver Chargers and Dodge Durangos, and y'all can take them to Sunset, and y'all can park them right over there, and y'all can teach people how to drive, since the Highway State Patrol knows so much about traffic laws and know what to do in traffic. Y'all pay them. They can go over there and teach these Haitians how to drive, because it's getting I'm getting thousands of views on these, and it's going to get bigger, and it's only going to get worse. And y'all sitting up there in these chairs, all y'all need to get out here and do something. Y'all making hundreds of thousands of dollars. Y'all need to put on a T-shirt and some Crocs, and then y'all need to come out here in these streets, and y'all need to go out here and I'm out here before the police is. Y'all need to do something, bro. Y'all really got to stand on business. Y'all getting paid all this money just to wear a suit and sit in a chair. I think it's crazy, bro. We got to do something, bro. It's kids out here getting hurt. Only reason I even went on here and said something about it is because somebody told me they walking from the school and a Haitian almost ran into them. And who is getting paid? How much money is y'all really getting paid, to bring them over here? I know it's deeper than them. I know that's where they come from, and that's what they do. That's their country. I don't know what they got going on over there, but they can't do that over here. And if y'all just getting paid from it and then y'all ain't doing nothing about it, I think that's super weird, bro. Y'all got to stand on business. Y'all got to really, step up. It's lame, bro. For real.
Thank you for your comments.
Thank you.
Sure. Thank you.
Unbelievable, right? Right on the money. What's amazing about this situation is you have real people all over, not like anonymous Twitter handles with no picture, with no nothing. You got real people in a town where the federal government flew in 25,000 Haitian refugees to a town that I think I read they now make up around 25-30% of the Springfield population. And the media doesn't want to report on it or wants to make believe that the stories of these animals getting their head cut off are not true and dramatized. Meanwhile, you have the Democrat nominee on camera, as I think, did we play this clip or we played some clip yesterday? Kamala Harris at one point was on camera bragging about importing 100,000 Haitian refugees during her tenure as vice president. Maxine Waters last night, we played her. Well, they're the victims here. Meanwhile, the citizens of this town are making videos, going to meetings, posting them on their personal pages, desperately asking for help. These are real people, real names in a real city with real lives that are affected by this. And you don't have to go search that hard to find real stories. And the media just will not report on it. It's unbelievable. Absolutely falling on absolute deaf ears, just falling on deaf ears. While people like Maxine Waters get on there and call them the victim, while others get on and call these people the racists, or they're the problem. And then you look at what's going on in New York City. I mean, these are the things that Trump really has to his advantage tonight if he has a place to bring it up. Because certainly I wouldn't expect the moderators to bring up that 25% of hotel rooms in New York City are now being occupied and converted into shelters for migrants. What's going on in Springfield, Ohio? Nothing is being done to assimilate any of these people into the society if they're going to be here. But that's a separate point. But, I mean, these videos out there, and again, I keep bringing it up, sound like a broken record. Good for Elon Musk.
I think it's like kind of odd that like
good
a
for
guy
Elon
like
Musk to continue to bring attention to these things. He retweets this guy. I mean, it's really quite an unbelievable story. Well, let's see what you guys are talking about. Paul Andrews says, I don't know anybody that can vote for Kamala. Oh, I'll bet you do somewhere. It really is. I mean, it really is shocking, right? You talk to people you know, and they go, well, I think I'm going to vote for Kamala. Really? Why? Well, she's a girl. She's a woman. Okay. Yeah, Aurora, Colorado's the same thing. We talked about how about Delgado's story, or it was actually Kevin Downey Jr.'s story last night. That the owner of the building is now going to give up ownership of the building to avoid the federal government. I mean, just crazy. This is Linda says, hey, Damon, why hasn't anyone really been talking about the guy that they can't find in Kentucky? This is the highway shooter, I believe you're talking about. Is it day 4? I mean, I did see the story. Yeah, I don't know. I'll try to look into it.
She can effectively bait him right back and just say, okay, Donald, let's talk about jobs. You know, you lost more jobs than anybody since Herbert Hoover. You lost more than 2 million jobs. We gained 15 million.
Yeah, but Mark, here's the problem with that, and that's the problem that the Harris campaign struggles with and the Biden campaign struggled with the economy, is they genuinely believe they created all those jobs. Flipping the switch for getting rid of COVID and people returning to the same jobs is not job creation. You know it's not job creation, and the American people know it's not job creation, and that's why they didn't buy that argument.
Well, we'll see the actual.
Oops. Oh, look at that. When there's someone on the set to say, no, I don't think so. They crawl up in their little fetal position.
You're co-producing a movie. It's out today. It's called City of Dreams. It is about child labor and human trafficking. It's based on a true story. The New York Times, by the way, has been doing a great job on this. Here's a New York Times recent headline. Alone and exploited, Migrant children work brutal jobs across America. When you started to dive into this topic, because people said, John, could maybe you help us fund the movie? It is shocking how big of a problem child labor is, and nobody seems to be paying attention.
Brian, that's exactly right. And some people say, oh, John got into the movie business. It's another business that's real risky. Maybe he's going to crack this one or whatever. You know what? The truth is, okay, is that I saw City of Dreams, okay? And I cried. And I don't cry in movies. And I had tears dripping on my chin. And I talked to the director and the writer, Mohit, until 2 a.m. And I was so moved by the issue of child trafficking that by the next day at 9 a.m, I said, I'm going to give you the money. It more than doubled the budget, and I knew that what I was doing was the right thing. And it was going to take this movie from 75 or 100 screens up to well over 1,000 and amplify this very, very important topic to the whole world. And my family, my kids, and my wife, I mean, we feel incredible about this. And now we've decided that trying to bring films that matter could be something that the world needs.
Tens of billions of defaulted or soon to be defaulted Class A and Class B office loans in Democrat-run cities in the U.S., such as San Francisco, Philly, Chicago, Denver, St. Louis, and parts of New York City. This is as bad as the financial crisis in those cities. Yeah, well, you know, these blue cities have just ruined these cities. All right, I wanted to get to, I got sidetracked here. Mario Newfall did a great. So let's go through this thread. This is a good thread. Maybe this is not the thread. Where is the thread he did? Another one. Well, we saw this lady last night on the show. He did a thread here of actual issues that could be covered in the debate tonight, and he went back and put together Really? This is why I retweet things, so I know how to find them. Okay, well, maybe not. I guess I should have retweeted it. Anyways, well, he had put together a really good side-by-side of the debate issues and video of both candidates and where they've stood on specific issues that could be covered tonight. All right, I don't know. I'll have to, let me see. Did I retweet it? I should have. No, I did not. I did not. Okay. All right. That's my bad. I'll have to look for it. But if I can find it, I'll share it on our X. Because it was really good. He put together a nice side by side of what Trump can do tonight to really break down some of the issues and the policy differences. All right, what else is going on? What's going on? Let's go. Let's see what you guys are talking about. Big D, off topic. Watched football all weekend and not one Trump ad, but at least one Kamala ad every third or fourth commercial. Well, we've been saying this, and again, I don't know what the campaign is doing with the money they're raising. I don't know if they're, and I don't know if some of you who are out there are in swing districts can talk to this. Maybe you're seeing them there. Again, I don't know where you were watching TV, what state, but I don't know. I don't have an answer. And all the numbers I see, they're being outspent in every state, and I don't, we've been hearing about this revamping of the RNC with his daughter-in-law in there now, but I don't know where they're spending the money. I don't know if it's all going to legal expenses like some have feared, or or what, but everything I see shows that they're being outspent in all these commercial buys, especially on digital, and that's what a lot of people are watching. You know, that's why even on RAF, people go, well, why are you guys serving these commercials? It's not us serving the commercials. The commercials are being served to you, personalized from an ad server in your area that knows your zip code that you're watching from. So the Harris campaign is buying all of these locations, and they maybe even be buying specific, you can buy down to specific zip codes that you want to be in. So the ads that are getting served on digital are very specific to the people watching the TV in those areas. Doesn't mean that you fit their demographic. You may fit one part of their demographic. Meaning if they're buying by zip code, if you're in the zip code, you're going to get the ad served. Even if you're, registered Republican and it's a Kamala Harris ad, you're still going to see the ad. If they've put in, hey, we want people that make over a certain amount of money, we don't care what side of the aisle they're on, you're going to get served the ad if you fit that demographic. So it just depends how they've defined who they want to serve the ads to. And I think that's where they're spending a ton of money on digital. I mean, I think they're doing traditional TV as well, and I think some of you are seeing those. But I don't know what the Trump campaign's doing. I don't know. I don't know if they just feel like they don't need to spend any money. I mean, this is not 2016 when they spent like a third of what Hillary Clinton spent. Me and Vin used to talk about it all the time on the show.
The breaking news is Trump has nothing to do with Project 2025. Sure, a lot of us have worked in the admin and came together, but this started long before he even announced for president. The breaking news is Trump has nothing to do.
I mean, this is one of those things I just kind of shake my head, and again, kind of like the money being spent. I really don't understand what the position is here. I mean, again, I just say Project 2025, as far as I can tell, and people over at the Heritage are some of the most conservative, best conservative voices around. And they're people who served Trump in his first term and were some of the best people who served him. Probably the most conservative people. And the problem was not the Project 2025 people. The project was Ivanka and her husband, people like that around him, big New York City libs who were around him. And I mean, I don't get this. I know he doesn't, I know because the left uses it as ammunition and fodder for him, his incoming dictatorship if he was to win on this Project 2025. But I mean, Project 2025, again, some of the most conservative people. Oh, look at this. Charlie Kirk just linked to the article that we just went through. This story might get some steam today, and I'm sure this will make its way to Trump's team and to Trump directly. It'd be interesting if he brings this up tonight. Maybe if we had a bingo card, this would definitely be on the bingo card. Does he bring up the fact that the source code revealed that parts of the platform were copied directly from Biden's campaign page with a link to the New Republic article, Kamala Harris can't keep running like this? Let's read. Oh, actually, I retweeted Brett Baer already. That's right.
The attempt to end my husband's life was a horrible, distressing experience. Now, the silence around it feels heavy. I can't help but wonder, why didn't law enforcement officials arrest the shooter before the speech? There is definitely more to this story. And we need to uncover the truth.
Wow. I don't know if I had that on my bingo card either. Melania coming out. Well, we've been talking about that too. Okay, look at this. This is interesting too. If we have time, we got no place to go, right? We could do a little of this. I believe Officer Tatum here is a former officer. I wonder his reaction to this Tyreek Hill video is.
Don't knock on my window like that, man. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window. Why don't you have your seatbelt on? Don't knock on my window like that, no. Like what? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? Don't knock on my window like that. Why you have it up? I have to knock to let you know I'm here. That way you can lower it and talk to you. Just get my ticket, bro, so I can go. I'm finna be late, gang. Do what you gotta do. Keep it down. Hey.
Y'all can't do nothing like you supposed to. Why? Bro, you the one speeding. Don't knock on my window like that, bro. Don't knock on my window. What? Come on, y'all, just get your job and get out of here. What? That ain't how a traffic stop work, bro. You speeding. You're probably going so fast you're criminally speeding, which is a crime. They can arrest you and put you in jail. And you roll the window down and you roll the window back up. Why you mad at them because you speeding? Don't knock on my window like, roll your window down. Why you roll your window up when they come next to you and you get mad because they knock on your window?
Keep your window down. Hey, keep your window down. Keep your window down. I'm gonna get you out of the car. As a matter of fact, get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car. Get out of the car right now. We're not playing this game. Get out. 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 Damn.
Roll the window down, or we gonna make you get out the car. Get out of the car. He still don't get out. Then they lift. They get sick of playing with y'all. You got all these cops in because you silly. You lying to the world. Now the body worn camera came out. I don't have no idea why they put me in handcuffs. The cop told you. He actually warned you. Then he told you, I'm gonna pull you out of the car. Keep the window down. Why you rolling the window up? That's the officer safety issue. They don't know this man. He could be pulling the gun out. Keep the window down, bro. They ask you a simple question. You the one at fault, not them. We're going to have a really good team. Everybody out there risk going to jail for nothing.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, he's got obviously a little different take as a former officer, or I think former officer, but I mean, it's really what's happened from that moment forward that seemed to be a little over the top. It all seems to be a little over the top for a traffic stop. I mean, those of us who have been in a traffic stop before. But, you know, it would be nice if everybody just listened and followed directions. There'd be a lot less of these confrontations if you just follow the damn directions. It's not that hard. Andrew Cuomo accused of personally editing state... What? Andrew Cuomo personally edited state report to hide nursing home COVID deaths. House panel concludes. Oh, there you go. I love when I see these stories of welcome back to 5 years ago, 4 years ago, 3 years ago, of things we talked about and thought happened, reported on, and then all of a sudden, September 9th of 2024, we find out, oh yes, that's exactly what happened. This is what still amazes me over that nobody wants to talk about a COVID reckoning for these people. People like this. People who push these vaccines. All the damage that was done to people's lives, kids' lives. And it just seems like nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody in the media, none of our Congress people, none of our elected officials. There's no reckoning for any of these, for Fauci, for Cuomo, for Pritzker, for Eva Perón in Michigan. Let's just move on. Let's just move on. And then you get stories like this. Andrew Cuomo personally edited a government report that undercounted the COVID deaths that resulted from his March 2020 directive, forcing nursing homes to admit coronavirus positive patients. A congressional panel concluded. The New York State Department of Health issued a report in July 2020 faulting nursing homes for the spread of coronavirus in their facilities at the direction of Cuomo administration officials who heavily edited the document. The House Select Subcommittee on the Coronavirus Pandemic said in a memo released on Monday. The Cuomo administration is responsible for recklessly exposing New York's most vulnerable population to COVID-19. How long do you think it is before we see this guy back in public office for something? He's going to try. And there's just no reckoning for things like this, what they do. I mean, it's just crazy. Absolutely crazy. All right, let's see what you guys are talking about. We'll do some Q&A if there's any Q&A, and then we'll, again, tonight, 8 o'clock. Let's go over actually to... 8 o'clock, debate coverage will start on Real America's Voice. We will start as well at 8 o'clock, obviously on all our socials. And then at 9 o'clock, when the debate starts, Real America's Voice will be taking just the debate, the simulcast. And we will be live exclusively on our socials and on the Real America's Voice Rumble at 9 o'clock. With the debate and our live instant reaction to what's going on. So that'll be tonight. And it should be fun. Should be fun. We'll have to see if we're going to come up with should we come up with a drinking game, debate bingo board or something tonight? Slick wants margaritas.
Good morning, Brian. How you doing?
Good morning, Allison. I'm actually in front of the train station. I just came in from D.C. and later tonight, Allison.
Harry on the highways out there with Brian Glenn in Philly.
President Trump is going to drop off Kamala Harris's political career right here at the train station for good. That's my Yellowstone reference for you. But good morning.
I like it. So what's the mood there? What are you thinking?
Well, I'm thinking that Kamala Harris has got to come out and try to explain a lot of her flip-flops. And of course, Senator Johnson mentioned that before. But there's so many things that we can attack Kamala Harris on. Not her personality, not her skin color or anything like that, but her policies that she has absolutely reversed course on. And as President Trump will be running toward his track record and his policies, we're going to find Kamala Harris running the opposite direction, trying to separate herself from what has actually created all of the chaos in this country. But from what I'm understanding from the Trump campaign, they are very optimistic. Obviously, President Trump seems like he takes the debate stage every time he steps in front of a camera. But tonight ought to be a great time for the Trump team, and I think we'll reveal a lot of Kamala Harris's true policies and what she really stands for.
Well, that's what I'm thinking. Every time President Trump goes out there, he's such a professional, and he's been doing this for so long. And of course, his authenticity cannot be matched. And I think when you see them head to head, which they haven't been in the same room before, I think it's going to be striking.
It is. And I think what you're going to see is a lot of facts and specific game plans that President Trump has versus a lot of happy talk and what I call 30,000-foot elevation conversation, because it won't be very specific on what she's going to do. And from what I've been told from people who've been to her rallies, that's what she gets. It's a lot of happy talk. It's a lot of laughter. It's a lot of, I think she's going to mention that President Trump is a felon probably a half a dozen times during this debate. But at the end of the day, I think all that conversation will be mute on the American people as they want to know.
Yeah. I mean, I think again, I hope I'm wrong. I hope there's some fireworks between the two. I hope there's fireworks between the two, but I think she's going to be very safe. I think she's going to play it very close to the vest. Let's see what the suits are talking about here.
We're really keeping an eye on is the airport fire, which is about 50 miles away from here, down in Orange County. And there, we really saw how quickly these fires can spread. Yesterday, in the space of just 4 hours, that fire went from 7 acres to 1,900 acres because of the heat,
I didn't
because
realize
of the wind.
that there was
This
those fires
is
going on.
fire season in California, 1,700 personnel just on this fire alone. So they are scrambling to contain this, waiting, hoping for those temperatures to drop to give them some respite. Kate.
Absolutely. Nick, thank you so much for that update. We'll follow this one closely.
It's always a good day when you see Nick Watt. It's a bad day when you see the fires.
Exactly.
But you get both. You get a little good, a little terrible.
Exactly.
All right. Thank you so much for joining us. This is CNN News Central with John Berman, Kate Baldwin, and myself. I forgot my name.
Sarah Seidner.
Yep, thank you. CNN Newsroom is up next.
She forgot her name.
CNN's Harry Ensign.
We got a race for the ages here with Nibbles the hamster
All right,
jumping
everybody's
out
in
with 10.
commercial. All right, what else is going on there? Trump should stick to the plans. They said she talked to Hillary, guys. I'm sure she did. Well, I mean, Hillary had some of the worst debates. I mean, I don't know that I'd be taking advice from Hillary. But we'll see. Should be a good one, though. I think it'll be, again, I hope I'm wrong that it's not, not a snooze fest. I certainly hope it's not a snooze fest, but how about, Damon, how about a shirt, breakfast with Studio 6B? Okay, maybe. I mean, we've got some, I don't think people realize, again, this is the free one right now with any My Pillow. This is the one Kevin Downey Jr. was wearing when everybody was writing, where did he get that shirt? It was right there. Well, people realize some of the ones we have. Like that one. Maybe afford groceries again. No, there's some good ones. We can maybe do a breakfast one. We could do a breakfast one. What should we do? Should it be breakfast with 6B or should it be 6B in the morning? I don't know. Should it be 6B in the morning? We got the new crypto slider up here. If you're interested in certain crypto, we got some cryptos up there. We're going to be adding more. Oh, we didn't do a check on the market this morning. What am I doing? What's wrong with me? We did not do a check on the market. Oh, and it's not great. Market's down 103. S&P's, though, up a little bit, 14. NASDAQ up 74. Russell 2000 down slightly. Barely down, not even barely. VIX is down a little bit. Crypto, Bitcoin's down 56.7. Of course, it had Green Day yesterday, so Red Day today. That's kind of what it's been like. Ethereum down 12. XRP. How is it that every day XRP is unchanged? Is that right? How is that possible? I don't. Let's go to the actual charts here. Do I follow XRP? How is XRP always unchanged? That can't be right. No, XRP's had 3 green days in a row. Red today, rejecting off the 8 on the daily. You know, September, though, again, September is a, you know, Bitcoin has a nice day yesterday, now a little red today, trapped in between the 2 moving averages. So, I don't know, we'll see. We'll see. But market looks red. You know, I think the markets, by the way, are also trying to figure out where the hell this election's going to. I think they look at this and go, there's a big difference between him and her as far as taxes go and everything else goes. So I think the market's trying to figure a little bit of that out as well. All right, let me go back here on some of your comments. I've missed a ton of them. Live from Studio 6B 6 breakfast. Oh, that's an interesting little play on the B. Maybe something like that we can get creative with. And I think I think that's not a bad thought. Let's listen to Kellyanne here.
At all. Investigations, insultments, impeachments, indictments, convictions, an assassin's bullet. He is somebody who has survived it all. He's going to survive on the debate stage tonight. I think they're going to regret not exercising the muscles that you need to debate President Trump.
So let's get into it. Full coverage coming up right now. Communications director for the Harris-Walz campaign, Michael Tyler, is back with us. We'll talk to him in a moment. But first, Alexandria Hoff live in Philadelphia, who previews Trump's debate strategy for this evening. Alex, good morning.
Well, good morning to you. The Trump team has said that trying to prepare to debate former President Trump would be like trying to prepare to go up against Floyd Mayweather or Muhammad Ali. And they say this because Trump has simply had so much practice fielding those unscripted questions on the campaign trail. Practice that the campaign says the vice president has opted out of.
We've had the big, huge press conferences that are unscripted questions from many of you. We've had the long-form interviews. We've had the shorter pull-asides. We've had the rally speeches. We've done town halls. You can't prepare for President Trump. There's just no way to do it.
I would say that's
the Trump
probably
campaign is confident,
correct.
but they won't be winging it this evening. Debate advice has been coming in from allies. It's been shared by former Congresswoman and former Democrat Tulsi Gabbard, who faced off against Harris in the 2020 primary.
Be underestimated because she is talented on a debate stage. There's no question about that. But she's going to have a tough time trying to defend this record that, quite frankly, from the view of the American people, is indefensible.
Yeah.
So what the Harris campaign has done is they've spent a lot of time working.
Yeah, and I mean, and that's the key. I mean, that's the key. Again, I think. I mean, we'll wait here and see what the Harris-Walz campaign idiot here says when he gets on. But however they try to spin it, I mean, she goes into this, you know, and maybe she tries to put her tough I'm speaking her tough face on. I don't know that necessarily works, but Trump also can't get caught looking like a bully with her either. And I don't think he needs to, by the way, at all. I don't think he needs to at all. I think, again, the issues are there for him to paint the picture, draw the conclusion. All right, let's see what happens here.
Joining us again. Good to see you again. Thank you for being here. You might be as excited as we are that this day is here, because then it's like everybody gets to move forward after tonight.
Finally.
Let me set you up with this question. So Dan
Debate's
Pfeiffer, who
90
worked
minutes
for Obama,
tonight.
did an interview with Puck over the weekend. And one of the things he said is if you ask the people who are actually deep in the numbers and paying really close attention to what's happening in the battleground states, it's closer to 50-50. And I think it's very possible that if the election were held today, Trump would win. Followed up by David Axelrod on what he thinks Harris needs to get doing. And I'll turn it over to you.
Dan Pfeiffer, huh?
There's no doubt that she has been doing a lot of scripted events since she got into the race, and she hasn't done many media interactions. She's going to have to do more, but this is the biggest test. This is the biggest event. I do think from this point forward, she's going to have to do more media.
And that's the one thing they
it's
do not
the biggest
want.
test up to date?
Well, good morning. Happy debate day. Thanks for having me. Listen, tonight is a big night. We're excited about tonight and the opportunity that the vice president has to continue to introduce herself to a wider swath of the American electorate and to contrast her vision for where she wants to take this country against that of Donald Trump, who wants to take us backwards through his extreme and dangerous Project 2025 agenda. As it relates to the broader strategy, right? Like we understand that we have to be aggressive here over the course of the final 2 months of this campaign. And so that's why tonight is important for the contrast that we can provide to the American people. But it's why immediately following this debate, we're of course going to honor 9/11, but we're going to hit the road immediately thereafter and do our New Way Forward tour, making sure that the vice president and Governor Walz are crisscrossing across all of the battleground states, that we have surrogates who are going to be hitting every single media market across every battleground state, because as Dan Pfeiffer and David Axelrod were discussing, this is going to be a very close and competitive election. It's going to come down to tens of thousands of votes in a handful of states.
They're talking about your candidate.
We cannot afford to leave any stone unturned. And so we're going to campaign aggressively. That's already begun. Tonight is important. It is an opportunity for the vice president to A, introduce herself, B, make sure that people understand the choice between her positive, forward-looking.
This whole idea of introducing herself. No. We already know who she is. That's the problem. She doesn't introduce herself. We already know who she is.
This is one of the items they were asking. They wanted to know, do you need to know more about Kamala Harris? The numbers
This is
are
what
stark.
has them nervous.
18 to 29, 53% say yes. Among blacks, 41%, Hispanics, 43%. And among those who did not vote in 2020, the number's 48%. So Trump's going to get up there tonight. He's going to say 3.5 years. What are you waiting for? What is she going to say when that happens?
Yeah, listen, I think, well, it remains to be seen what Donald Trump says. Obviously, his team decided to overrule him and has muzzled him somewhat on the debate stage. But I think regardless of which version of Donald Trump actually shows up on the debate stage.
See, they thought they really wanted open mics. See, because they figured Trump would not be able to control himself and then end up looking like a bully if they could just have a free-for-all. She wanted a food fight in the cafeteria. That's what they wanted. They thought that would play into their hand better. And when ABC denied and said, no, we watched the CNN debate. We're going to actually stick with those rules because we thought that worked out. So whatever you think of that is a separate point, good or bad. It worked out great for Trump, obviously. Of course, debating a dead guy also helps, but that's neither here nor there. So they wanted a food fight in the cafeteria, and they're not going to get one tonight. So her time is going to be her time. And as Delgado said last night, you got 2 minutes, you better be able to fill 2 minutes and not get done. And they say, well, you still have 30 seconds left. So this CNN Times poll has got him nervous. And it's not the top line number. It's the underneath stuff.
In jail his political opponents. I think that contrast is
this is all they have to go back to. He's a dictator. He's going to jail his opponents. Project 25, abortion. Project 25, abortion. Same
that
nonsense.
Spans the political spectrum. You have people like Liz Cheney who are standing up and saying that they intend to vote for Kamala Harris. You have people like Adam Kinzinger and Jeff Duncan who are calling out the threat that Donald Trump poses to the rule of law, to our Constitution, and to our democracy. And so for us, this is an opportunity to speak to a wider swath of the American electorate and make sure that they understand the fundamental stakes. And the Vice President intends on doing
a number of the
tonight.
things you listed there. I mean, Trump has the opportunity to say what he's been doing for the past 3.5 years if you haven't done it already. Go ahead, Dana.
Well, I'm curious about this because one of the things that's happened in the last several days, or several weeks, excuse me, is that through spokespeople, she has said she's no longer for positions that she held before, but her values still hold. And Bernie Sanders was on the Meet the Press over the weekend. This is what
It's not hard, folks, to put this stuff together.
She has previously supported Medicare for all. Now she does not. She's previously supported a ban on fracking. Now she does not. Do you think that she is abandoning her progressive ideals?
No, I don't think she's abandoning her ideals. I think she's
just
trying
lying
to
to
be
you.
pragmatic and
Get elected.
doing
Pragmatic
what she
is the word I'll
thinks is
use.
right in order to win the election.
Meaning election,
So
meaning
do you
lying.
agree with him? And I'm curious about you sticking with the values that you have, but abandoning the practice of the last several years. Will people be able to believe that?
Well, no, I think what people will see is what her actual governing principles have been. It's about making sure we can actually get common sense solutions done. You talked about healthcare, for example. She's proud of the fact that we were able to build on the Affordable Care Act, right? Making sure that we capped the cost of insulin for seniors at $35.
See, this is where I wish the host would jump right back in and say, so she supports
fracking how we
now.
continue to make progress
Yes
towards
or no?
the goal of making sure that everybody has quality, affordable health care. This isn't about how far
He just jumps
left
right
you
back
are,
into
how far right you
generalizing
are. It's about
topics.
who
Generalizing
you're fighting for
topics.
and how you're actually going to solve the problems that confront this country. Again, that is why we've been able to build such a wide and diverse coalition that is less concerned about ideology and is far more concerned about how we actually get things done for the American people. That's what the vice president is focused on, and I do think it stands in stark contrast to Donald Trump, whose entire campaign is about himself and his own self-obsession.
Michael, last question here. That questionnaire that CNN broke last night about what she answered in 2019 about transgender surgery for migrants who sometimes are in jail and a lot of other things that were pretty far left. How's she going to take that on tonight?
Yeah, again, I mean, that questionnaire, this is not what she's proposing. It's not what she's running on. You want to talk about immigration or border security? She's been very clear.
Yeah, so there you go. I mean, listen, she does not have great spokespeople out there to even try to help her. I mean, these people are not the guy. That guy is really not helpful at all. Let's hear what these idiots are talking about.
She's absolutely entitled to say whatever she wants about that. I think she's irrelevant, frankly, and I don't think this will matter. I do think it does kind of feed into conspiracy theories that we've heard out there. But at the end of the day, what people are going to pay attention
She's
on
irrelevant.
tonight is what
Former
Kamala
First
Harris
Lady
says
is irrelevant
about what
in
she
her
wants to do
husband's
with another
assassination
4 years.
attempt?
And if she does her job right, and I believe she will, though it is hard to prep for crazy, which is what she's going to get from Donald Trump. But the contrast between what she's going to offer the American people, which are a way to move forward, a way for people to not just get by, but to get ahead, versus what they've already seen for 4 years, the chaos, the crazy, the politics of revenge, the politics of retribution. People don't want that. Swing voters don't want that. Women don't want that.
You know, Jim, I think it's real quickly. I think it's important what Maria said. She's going to explain what she'd do if she had another 4 years, right? Donald Trump said this, Kamala Harris says, I'm going to be ready on day one. Her day one was 3.5 years ago. Do not reelect Kamala Harris. If your life isn't better than it was 4 years ago, that's the question Ronald Reagan famously asked.
But you know well, David, that vice presidents don't make policies. And so don't pretend you don't know that. If you don't know that, then you don't know how a White House works. That is the reality. And so what Kamala Harris needs to do tonight is to say what she will do with the Harris-Walz administration, which are very clear policies that will help Americans continue to move forward.
Sadly, we don't have 90 minutes for this debate. But
Jim, everybody wants you to believe that Kamala Harris is this strong, powerful, kick-ass woman, and at the same time, they want to believe she was a potted plant during the Biden-Harris administration.
All right. Oh, Jim can't get off that segment fast enough. Jim can't get off that segment fast enough. So, all right, folks. Let me just check the comments. Well, it should be interesting tonight. We'll see. We'll see where this thing ends up. All right. Hey, Tweet Potato, how are you? Nothing on Rumble yet, Damon. I guess not. I don't know. I was a little rushed this morning, and Facebook wasn't working, so I'll have to figure that out. I will have to figure that out. Let's see. What else? Did I miss anything? Damon, is the debate, what was that say? Is the debate start time Eastern? Yes. Yes. So coverage starts on RAV at 8 p.m. Eastern, as we will also go live at 8 p.m. Eastern, our regular time. Now, at 8 o'clock, you won't see us on RAV. You'll have to come see us on socials. RAV will be doing their own debate, pre-debate coverage. Now, we may actually join that coverage at some point during that hour. I'm not sure, but either way, we'll be doing our stuff on all of our socials starting at 8. It'll be me, both Slick Rick Delgado, and Vinnie Mac's going to join us tonight. Kevin's got PJ Media stuff to do tonight for the debate, so he's going to do his PJ Media stuff. And then... no, we do not have a stock, nor would I ever want to have a stock. Going public, there's only two reasons you go public. And I guess one of them we could use, and that would be to raise money. You raise money or you use your stock as a weapon to go buy other companies with stock. But other than that, going public is nothing but headaches. So I don't foresee LFS6B stock anywhere in the future, but thank you for asking. Now, we could create a... what do you guys think? Here's an idea. How do we create like a Patriot? I mean, I know people are already starting to do it. You have Old Glory Bank, but I think we need to create a Patriot economy. We need to create a way for you to have an all-in-one. What do you guys think about an all-in-one financial app where you can bank, have a debit card, credit card, you can get your maybe mobile services from some company that doesn't hate you. You can move around crypto, store crypto. You can get micro loans through the app. You can have an all-in-one kind of Patriot economy, bypass MasterCard, Visa with some direct merchants. And we call it the, I don't know, Let's Save America card or Save America card or something to that effect. What do we think of that idea? Now, we could start an LFS6B. Well, I don't know. It's not going to be stock, I could tell you that. Because we're not going to go public, but we'll see. We'll see. Damon Dollars featuring the gnome. Damon Gnome Dollars. Your problem will be with regulators. Oh, unless you work with somebody who's already under those regulators. But yes, an LFS6B currency. A cryptocurrency? LFS6B dollars. 6B Delgado UFO crypto coins. UFO. I think they're actually, that's pretty funny. Let's just go see. I think there's actually a crypto called UFO. I think. Let's find out. Yes, I was right. Look it. I think this is Delgado's. No, I don't think so. UFO gaming. UFO gaming. Is this Delgado's site, I wonder? Oh, look. Hey, there it is. UFO gaming. There you go. I don't know. Bum, 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 bum. All right, folks. Looks like we're caught up. We've been going about an hour and 11 minutes, so fun night tonight. Looking forward to it. We will see you at 8 o'clock. Again, on all socials. A Real America's Voice starts their coverage at 8 as well. 629 in the X chat, Farmer Brooks says. Thank you, everybody. Please make sure you subscribe to the channels, hit the thumbs up or the like or whatever platform you're on. Share if you can, comment. Any engagement helps with the numbers, helps with the socials, helps support the show. That's the ultimate goal, to be able to keep the show going. What college is my son going to? We don't know yet. We're looking at some different things. We're actually looking at a couple things this week. I'm going to go see Dave Bratt down at Liberty at some point in the future. We're going to take a look at Liberty University, which everybody who I speak to gives rave reviews about as well. No BS going on at Liberty. So we're going to take a look at that. So I don't know yet. I don't know. I'm not sure. All right, so 8 o'clock tonight on Rav, 8 o'clock for us on socials. We may join Rav in that 8 to 9 hour, but we will obviously be exclusively on our socials and on the Rav Rumble tonight, starting at 9 p.m. when the two candidates take the stage, and we will stay with it, obviously, all the way through 10:30, giving you live reaction to what's happening, commentary on what's happening on stage, and then we'll do a little post after they're done at 10:30 about what we thought. And let's hope at 10:31 we're saying, boy, was Damon wrong about this? Fireworks all night. Let's hope. And let's hope we're not saying, well, yeah, that was pretty much a snooze fest because she's basically was a programmed robot and she wasn't going to go outside of her memorized answers as she crammed for this test. And so I'll give it a 50-50 shot of going either. Actually, I probably give it more of a shot of going that way than fireworks, but we'll see. I hope I'm wrong. So there you go. So I will see you tonight, 8 o'clock for the pre-show, 9 o'clock for the debate, and then we'll be afterwards around 10:30 to 11. We'll do some post coverage. Me, Rick Delgado, Slick Rick, Vinnie Mac. Vin Butte is going to join us tonight again. Kevin Downey will be off doing PJ Media stuff. And that's about it. And we look forward to seeing you all there. And it should be an interesting night to say the least. Does tonight end up making a difference in this race? We will see. Who knows? All right, folks, thanks. I'll see you tonight.